The storm rolled across the Montana backcountry with the fury of a world trying to erase everything beneath it. Snow whipping sideways, turning the sky white and burying the land in a silence so cold it felt alive. And in the middle of that endless winter wilderness lived Cole Walker, a cowboy once known for his strength and grit, but now a man hollowed out by grief. A man who kept his distance from the world because the past had broken him beyond measure, leaving him in a half-finished cabin with nothing but bitterness, whiskey, and a horse, named Midnight as the last reminder that he hadn't completely vanished inside his own despair. But on this brutal winter morning, something felt different. Something wrong in the way the wind shifted and the way Midnight paced anxiously, snorting clouds of steam into the freezing air, and Cole, tired and numb, stepped outside only to hear a faint sound slicing through the blizzard. Baby's cry, thin and desperate, echoing like a plea from the heavens. And before he could process it, he was already running toward the creek, his instincts overpowering the years of emotional paralysis that had chained him down, and what he found nearly shattered him. A newborn sinking beneath the cracked ice, its tiny body wrapped in a soaked cloth, slipping closer to death with every second. And Cole lunged into the freezing water, breaking through ice as the current swallowed him, fighting the agony of the cold as he grabbed the infant and lifted it against his chest, pushing through the water toward the bank, where two more babies, twins, lay on the snow beneath an oversized coat, barely breathing, their little faces pale and fading. And something inside Cole ignited, a fierce, primal fire he thought had died with his family, pushing him to gather all three infants, shielding them from the storm, carrying them to Midnight, riding through the blizzard toward the cabin with a desperation he hadn't felt in years, whispering to them, begging them to stay alive, promising them protection even as the storm clawed at him with icy teeth. And when he finally burst into the cabin, collapsing near the fireplace, lighting a fire with trembling hands, rubbing their tiny limbs, breathing life into their cold bodies, he felt an emotion he had forgotten, hope, as color slowly returned to their skin and their cries grew stronger, filling the cabin with life he had long believed he no longer deserved. But dawn brought more than silence. It brought danger. As the storm eased, Cole watched the babies sleep peacefully, tiny and warm beneath the blankets, but Midnight suddenly lifted his head outside, ears pinned, nostrils flaring, sensing something approaching, and Cole grabbed his rifle, stepping outside into the pale morning light, scanning the horizon until he spotted fresh tracks, small, uneven, hurried, leading toward the cabin, and following them, he found a young woman collapsed behind a fallen pine, shivering uncontrollably, clutching an empty cloth bundle and whispering through blue lips, "My babies. Please, someone help them." And Cole's chest tightened because she wasn't a monster. She was a mother barely clinging to life, so he wrapped his coat around her, told her the children were alive, carried her inside, and watched as she broke down in sobbing relief, kissing her babies, calling them Lily, Luke, and Levi, holding them with trembling hands as if she might lose them again if she blinked. And after she calmed enough to speak, she told him everything. She was Evelyn, a mother running from a violent man, her partner, who planned to sell the babies to settle his debts, a man dangerous enough to chase her into the storm, forcing her to hide the twins while she tried to draw him away, slipping into the creek, crawling out half-frozen, losing consciousness near the bank where Cole found her children. As Cole listened, fury burned through him like wildfire. He knew men like that, men who preyed on the innocent, who saw life as property, and when Evelyn gripped his arm, eyes wide with terror, begging him not to let the man find them, telling him he would come, that he would kill to get what he wanted, Cole made a vow without hesitation. No one will touch them, not while I'm alive, because something inside him had awakened, purpose, responsibility, redemption. 3 fragile lives and a terrified mother had given him a reason to fight again, to rise from the ashes of his broken past. And even as warmth returned to the cabin, even as the babies breathed peacefully, Cole knew the danger wasn't over. The tracks in the snow would lead the monster straight to them, and Cole Walker, the man who once ran from his pain, was now ready to face whatever came, rifle in hand, heart on fire, prepared to defend the family fate had placed in his care. And as this intense chapter of their story ends, remember, if you're watching this on our channel, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because the next part will reveal The battle between a broken cowboy and a ruthless predator, hunting the innocent, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next.